Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Phir Baar, Modi Sarkar. The big news over the last 3 or 4 days is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's powerful speech about the role of industrialists and businessmen in building and contributing to the nation's economy. I'll paraphrase the key points from his speech. Quote, those with Saaf Niyat or irade theek, that is clear conscience and good intent, those with Saaf Niyat or irade theek don't get blemished by standing next to anyone. Point number two, we are not those people who are scared of standing next to industrialists. But some people, you must have noticed, some people you cannot find a single person out of them, photograph of any of them standing with any industrialist. There is not a single industrialist in this country who has not gone to their homes and not done Sashtang Pranam, that is, paying them deferential respects. Point number three, Mr. Modi also praised the role of industrialists in nation building and asked if it was proper to shame them and call them chor or lutera, that is, robbers and thieves. With that, we can begin. Hello and welcome again to this Virekar. I am Sandeep Balakrishna, and as usual, I am joined by Mr. Vijay Chada, one of the most level headed political commentators and analysts in India, who always describes himself as a news raise your hand.
Hey Sandeep and hi viewers.
All right, are we ready? Are we ready to go?
Yeah,
Right. So the title of this episode is Saaf Niyat or Clear Conscience. So far, we have touched upon a few points on the overall economic reforms, or whatever you want to call them, of Modi Sarkar. Let's drill down bit by bit over the next few episodes. Let's begin with the first one. Vijay, one of the greatest success stories of Mr. Modi as the CM of Gujarat was the manner in which he revolutionized the state's power sector. As if to continue on the same trajectory, we saw the current power minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, declaring that India had reached the 100% electrification target just a few months ago, which was widely published in all media. Uh, I would like to know your take on this one, and you can please feel free to elaborate the point.
yeah. One of the key things that has helped Mr. Modi to win again and again in Gujarat, other than his policy-driven governance and all, was very early in the term. He has identified that providing electricity to everyone in the state, along with uh, sustainable power, continuous power to farmers, that was really an important goal. So he went ahead solving that issue by creating a separate feeder for the agriculture sector. And for that, he also had reduced many subsidies for the farmers. He had to face a lot of agitations when farmers were asked to pay bills. So the point he made was, we are giving you uninterrupted power, uh, dedicated power to the farm sector, agriculture sector, and you are going to get power without any power cuts and all. And that was bought by the farmers and agriculture community, which was humongous success as a CM at that particular point of time. Coming to at the central level, when immediately after taking oath, we would have remembered that there was a huge power failure in Delhi and northern India. That was a challenge. And 4 years ago, if we had seen, there was major power cuts. There were discoms were in losses, uh, and then we had seen transmission losses. power was not, it was like erratic supply of power was there. There was no transparency and all. So, and there were no villages that were, many villages that were left electrified also, around 18,000 villages. So, uh, this government, the former power minister and current coal and this one, they have taken various steps to correct the entire issue of power. And we see it as of today that we are in a far better shape related to the power sector. And from there, we will see over a period of time when the entire unelectrified households also reach, get the electricity at their particular homes, we would be on the way to achieve the 24 bar 7 electricity that has been promised. And that's a great achievement in itself, because people who grew up would have would remember very well that having an uninterrupted power was a luxury at one point of time.
Oh, absolutely.
So we are actually on track to, this government is on track to achieve that, and it is going to be a huge achievement if we can see that.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, I think it was in late 2014 or 15 that there was a almost, complete blackout in almost all of North India. And with all the various power grids failing all at once, simultaneously.
No, I think that was, sorry.
Fast.
Yeah, sorry. I think if I remember correctly, that was during Sushil Kumar Shinde's time as power minister. There was a power failure at one particular point of time, that is immediately
As
after.
soon as he became PM, there was a massive power
Yeah,
failure
that was the only time that we have.
in 5 states in North India.
Yeah,
So I think nobody remembers that, which is a good thing, which only goes to show, how effective this whole reform has been and how understated that has been in its implementation.
yeah. So I mean, if we look how they have gone ahead systematically tackling the issues at multiple levels, right from generation, transmission, and then the distribution side. So so I'll go back to one point is when this government came to power, one of the major challenges that was faced was discoms were in huge under huge losses, and they were unable to buy power even if it was available. That was one of the challenges they faced. And so the power ministry had come up with something called as Ujjwal Discom Yojana, which was Uday Yojana, which helped the uh, state discoms to actually get out of the mess. And there were very clearly defined targets, what they need to do, how they need to cut losses, what efficiencies that they need to bring in. There was responsibility given, and even the losses of the discoms were to be were taken up by the state government. So that has reduced losses to an extent. So all the more that recent report which I have read was there were the losses have come down by 37,000 crores across all the
A lot of
discoms put together. And then there was a clear infrastructure push where they had gone ahead for the strengthening and expansion of this transmission lines across the country. Uh,
Mhm.
and and then on the generation side, they have done a lot of things, rationalization of coal supply, which was a major issue. If we clearly see the coal, the power projects which were near the uh, coal mines were not getting the power from there, but they were being transported to somewhere else. So there was a huge rationalization exercise that was carried out where the coal, which is uh, the power projects that are near the coal mines got coal at the earliest, in which point during due to that step there was around 3,000 crores of money that was saved. So finally, all it boils down to is going down, reducing the cost of generation, and then which helps in saving through savings and operational efficiency. Uh,
Mhm.
and third important point was there was a huge push for this solar renewable,
Energy.
and yeah, and renewable energy and all. So
Vijay, sorry, before I forget actually.
okay.
You spoke about coal rationalization. There's another way to look at it. It just occurred to me when you were explaining that, it's actually common sense what you just told me. Uh, the coal, the power plant, which is say 20 kilometers, situated 20 kilometers away from the coal mine, uh, obviously you should derive it from there. Coal should be transported from there. Instead, you take this coal from this mine and transport it all the way to some power plant situated, say, 500 kilometers. So all this has been happening ever since we got independence. Let's put it this way. Okay, let's say about say 60 years from now. So from the past 60 years. So what I see is a grand, how do I put it? A grand criminal nexus of sorts where a lot of middlemen and all these operators uh, were actively involved in preventing this common sense from being implemented in real life. Is my understanding correct?
Uh, I mean, I may not be able to say exactly why it has happened, but
No.
sometimes common sense is very uncommon. So let's put it in that way. There
Hmm.
could be various reasons why they have done. One of the things would be the transport mafia. You can say that. Uh,
Fair.
yeah,
Okay.
so, but I mean, until they did it, no one realized it that oh, it could be done. So that is the surprising part.
No,
And
the other part is this or if the same regime comes back forward, will they reverse this?
uh, I don't know how can they reverse it. That's my point. So,
Okay.
one is how can they reverse it. Second point is I don't think they're coming. So let's not worry about that.
Okay. I'll go with the second point first. Right. Solar, renewable energy.
Yeah, renewable energy also we had something called as Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission or something like that. But we have gone ahead, expanded our targets as part of COP21 to
Mhm.
uh, reduce the CO2 emissions. That is one. That is on the renewable part. Also, other side, we have the government has gone ahead and done distributed over 30 crores of LED bulbs so that
Mhm.
electricity is saved. And then there would be savings in reduction in CO2 emissions. There would be reduction in cost. So what happens is it is just not only they have tackled the issue in one front. They have tackled the issue at multiple levels in a sense. They have
Right.
done to see that electricity is saved and the costs are saved, reduction of CO2, reduction in cost of by rationalization of coal, and then thrust on renewable energy so that our dependence on oil imports will come down over a period of time. So all these things, they have taken a step-by-step systematic approach, which will help both the electricity users and environment at the same time over a period of time. So it was one of the good things that has been done, and the beauty of it is because it is a policy-driven sort of government. The good work that has been done when Piyush Goyal was the power
Minister.
minister and MNRE, it is still being continued by the current power minister, which is RKC. So it's a very good thing. And then I think the pending part of the final part, which is providing electricity to all homes, we it was launched in 2017 October. There are around 3.5 to 4 crores of homes that are unelectrified. We are somewhere near the 95 lakh households have been electrified, Mark. And come next year, we would uh, we would see that most of the
Vijay,
houses. Yeah.
Vijay, you need to kind of broke.
Oh,
Please
okay.
repeat the last.
No, I was mentioning the Saubhagya Yojana, which is providing electricity to the unelectrified homes, which was started last year. There are around 3.5 to 4 crore households that are yet to be electrified. The work is going very fast. As of now, we have around 95 lakh households that have been electrified. So by next year or so, we should be seeing complete achievement of those households also are electrified. And then the successful feeder separation, which was done in Gujarat for the for the agricultural folk. So the government uh, has allocated around 6,500 crores of rupees to provide a similar sort of feeder separation across the country, and it would be completed by December of next year, which is 2019. So overall, I think 2020 we will see a different picture of power capacity, power utilization for this country. And all these things that I have said are available online transparently. All the data is available.
Oh yeah, I kind of regularly visit that fantastic various dashboards that is there on the Power Ministry website. I mean, it's state of the art. I don't think any other country has this real time kind of data available on the that shows the progress of the ministry. And simultaneously, I also saw something called the National Power Exchange, or if correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
it's like
it is called Vidyut Pravah.
Vidyut Pravah, correct.
Yeah, so
you can see the real-time availability of power units that can be traded by different states.
And at what price?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. So, I mean, so far, I get a sense that, a lot of good stuff has been achieved in an extremely surprisingly short period in the power sector. And then I also read, very, very scholarly, intellectual op-eds which say the following: that, by electrifying the entire nation, Mr. Modi has somehow made this power as an electoral issue, as if giving this electricity, reforming the power sector is somehow bad. That it's a sin against the people of India.
No,
and he's doing only 2 votes.
But every that's the irony. Every government, if that is the case, then every government, whether they did or they did not do, it is all for election vote. But this government is made of a different caliber. It's very clear from the day Mr. Modi has taken oath. Every ministry and the entire government machinery is actually working towards the upliftment of betterment of the life of citizens. And for those op-ed writers who think that providing electricity gets old, we also need to look at the sheer number of mobile phones that are being bought by the citizens. Where are they going to charge if there is no electricity? I mean, end of the day, you need the television. People are buying consumer durables, so you need power for all those things, right? And so, how can it just be an electoral exercise if you can't provide 24/7 electricity, which the government is supposed to provide? Then it's it's a wrong thing to say that it is only for elections that they are doing. It is for the betterment of life of citizens.
All right. Let's move on to question number. A decade ago. Let's go back to Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Was largely things like road and other fundamental infrastructure projects like the ambitious Golden Quadrilateral, major reforms in shipbuilding, and then port development, new push for improving the uh, aviation sector. All of these were undoubtedly a massive success. And so, barring the disastrous 10 years of Congress misrule, do you think that Narendra Modi's government has carried forward this legacy, or has he charted a different course?
No, he has actually carried forward, improved, and then expanded. That's how you can say it. You can,
Okay.
you can, you can, you can take that the Golden Quadrilateral project that was launched during Vajpayee's time. Now they're strengthening it, expanding it. Then they have set up. They're doing something which is port Sagarmala, which is connecting all the ports across the country. They have recently launched the Bharatmala project. They have launched the waterways, inland waterways, which is
Yeah.
it is like
Link.
highway program on water, and then
Mhm.
expanded the Gram Sadak Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, connecting of rural, and then we have fast tracked in they are ensuring that the dedicated freight corridor comes off is ready by they're going to launch one section on August 15th, and by the whole section would be ready by 2020. And then the bullet train project, expansion of metro connectivity across the various metros. So there were many things that which were done, and it has been expanded in a much larger sense. And of course, civil aviation, the Udan project, you can say strengthening of uh, road, railways, power. So they have done across. I think they're doing. So it is. You can say it is Vajpayee plus on at least on the infrastructure side. You can say that.
So, if he has charted a different course, what would it be?
Sorry, I
If
could.
Mr. Modi has charted, so if Mr. Modi, if you think Mr. Modi different, which has obviously done in several areas, when compared to
Uh,
what are the key areas which he differently?
Sandeep, I lost you. I could not hear anything.
Hmm?
I could not hear anything of your question.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
No, no. There is a bandwidth issue, I think so.
Just stay online 1 second. No, it's fine. Is this better?
Yeah.
All right. So, if you think Mr. Modi has done something new or something different from Mr. Vajpayee, what would that be?
Uh, what would that be? Uh, it- I mean, Vajpayee ji has done the hard infrastructure part very well, and
Mm-hmm.
Modi ji
Mm-hmm.
has gone ahead and done the basic necessities which are required
Mm-hmm.
for the people. It can be housing, it can be toilets, it can be various things which are directly impacting the folks. Like, for example, if when during Vajpayee's time, when the roads were constructed,
Mm-hmm.
so people used to say, I mean, highways were constructed so far away. What was the impact to me? But Modi is, you can say, when he's got this 32 crore bank accounts opened, this LPG connections provided under Saubhagya Yojana, then he got the toilets constructed at individual houses, and they're going ahead with this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So all these things make a lot of difference, right? I mean, they're definitely are impacting the folks at the bottom of the pyramid, the citizens who never faced this, who never had these sort of things. They are getting directly. So in that sense, you can say that he has done a very balancing act, getting the infrastructure also in place as well as getting the the soft things also in place, which are directly impacting the folks. So I
So,
think
in many ways, some of the key reforms that you mentioned, key schemes that you mentioned, like that Awas Yojana and the bank accounts, are directly what I call hitting the grassroots economy, like uplifting the grassroots economy. Is that a fair kind of description?
it is just not only uplifting the grassroots economy. The real beneficiaries are getting money into their bank accounts without any cut by the middlemen and various political leaders who used to corner away that money, which was so. I think I think that's a major thing that has happened.
I see. And question number 4. I just read some news that Cambridge Analytica is now facing a CBI probe for its alleged interference and manipulation of some key Indian elections in the states, especially the latest being the recently concluded Karnataka State Assembly elections. And I think it's pertinent here to dive into this for a bit in a bit of detail. What exactly is the Congress party up to engaging, a foreign entity like Cambridge Analytica? It's one thing to take help in, winning elections, crafting a campaign strategy, and all that. It's an entirely different thing to engage a firm, a transnational, business consulting with a firm like Cambridge Analytica, which faces some serious charges, not just in India but across the globe.
Uh, I I don't know. Many folks would not remember the 1984 election campaign at the immediate aftermath of Indira Gandhi assassination.
Hmm. Hmm.
At that particular point of
Uh,
time,
Speak a little louder, please.
yeah, I was saying many folks would not remember the 1984 election campaign, uh, where
Hmm.
immediately held after Indira Gandhi's assassination. At that particular point
Hmm.
of time, also, if I'm my memory serves right, they have gotten Sachi and Sachi from United Kingdom
Correct.
to provide advertising and all. I mean, it's not new that they go ahead and find even to go ahead and to foreign firms to get the advertising pictures or the policies to used. But even 84, if many people have remember those old ads about that you guys are fighting amongst each other, would you trust this driver? The ads that Congress has ran, it was more like a
Right. The anti-Sikh propaganda.
yeah. So it was actually printed in newspapers. Those ads were printed in newspapers. It was quite controversial at that particular point of time. Uh, and I don't know whether those ads are available online. I have seen, at least on Twitter, I have seen some of the things, old ads that were circulated.
Hmm.
But it was always they have
Okay.
gone for these agencies. Particularly this Cambridge Analytica shot into prominence post during this Brexit and Trump's election and all.
Mostly during the Trump was the one who hired Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So, how kind of have safeguards and checks and balances to prevent at least risk that these guys pose in future?
we don't know. I mean, we need to
Because
wait.
it is. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, no, I'm saying we should wait. I think the government of India had asked specific information from Cambridge Analytica. They were not forthcoming. They did not give information, and that is why the minister has ordered for a CBI
Hmm.
probe. So we need to wait, and that firm has been shut down. But it
But
works
that
like any
doesn't.
other.
Yeah, that the firm has been shut down doesn't absolve it of facing investigation.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
So I'll move on to the next question. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, but there is a lag and there is a lot of disturbance.
I think it's a bandwidth issue. That's okay. I mean, anyway, we'll move on to the next question. Just interrupt me if you are unable, my voice doesn't reach you.
Okay.
So, question number 5, which is what I began this episode with. The big news this past week, Mr. Modi's direct jibe about big business, industrialists, etc., and how he reaffirmed his faith in Saaf Niyat. And I really am eager and I'm very keen to hear your take on this one. Even all this talk about good Sarkar, crony capitalism, he's a friend of Adani and Ambani and the rest of the stuff that the opposition keeps, yelling day and night.
I mean, see, this is really ironical for a society of India that making money is and profits are really seen in a very bad light. We are a country
Mhm.
that worships Saraswati and Lakshmi,
Correct.
right? And I mean, we give equal weightage to both of them. And I don't
Hmm.
know when we started hating the money part or making money part. So uh, immediately after independence, many of the insurance companies were actually run by private sector. Many of, I mean, HAL, for instance, was also
No,
started
no,
by
not just insurance. Yeah, HAL, your insurance company, very,
banks,
very
banks,
successful banks. These guys, the
Air India.
Air India, textile industries,
Yeah,
spinning mills,
yeah,
a lot of these ancillary industries. We were actually a good powerhouse of business.
yeah.
The
And
sector was there.
yeah, and then we had suddenly this socialism
Hmm.
bug was implanted into the minds, and we
Mhm.
have seen industry by industry taken over, and then
Mhm.
they have been brought down to the ground, and I mean completely brought to the ground. It's even today the government sector operates. They provide employment to very minuscule amount of the working population in this country. Majority of the population still work in the private sector, and businessmen, you cannot tar every businessman with the same brush. They have provided enormous amount of employment. You cannot say that to the millions of IT workers who are working in cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Gurgaon, and all these places. The jobs have been provided by private sector businessmen. To just say that, I mean, to say that you are with this businessman, that businessman is very unfair. Uh, they cannot point out a single instance of nepotism or favor shown to any of these businessmen. It was very clear. It was uh, a policy-wise decisions that were sent across. I don't know. In articles that used to be written during UPA period, uh, businessmen used to make visits every week to meet the prime minister and the ministers and all. I don't know how many businessmen are continuously going and visiting to get their work done, at least in this particular dispensation.
Mhm.
Uh, and in a way, we have to understand that Congress had to have to throw some dirt on Modi. And they're trying to make as many allegations as possible, but Modi being Modi,
It's formalistic.
sorry, yeah,
Make so many allegations every day on a hourly basis,
yeah,
at least.
it's unfair. Many businessmen provide employment to this working class of this country, and they should refrain from doing that. I don't know how they are going to get funds also if they start blaming businessmen.
Or is it the case that the Congress by accomplishing the rights?
Yeah, we don't know what. I think it's basically they are losing the plot.
The hand works. ठीक है. So I suppose on that note, we can this episode. Thanks again, Vijay, for your time. As always, to add anything in before to say goodbye.
Thanks, Sandeep, for this time. I would suggest that folks watch Parmanu movie. It's a very good movie about the Pokhran test conducted during Vajpayee's time, and you will enjoy it. Old days.
Yeah, old is gold. Yeah. So thanks again, and see you on the other side of this episode.
Yeah.
And guys, if you found this podcast series useful, like it, share it with your family and friends and with wishes, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Vijay got a compliment. Commented that of right is an 3 exclamation mark. So you get no nonsense, no hype, just facts. And that's it for now. Until the next episode, stay tuned and bye.
Bye.